I don't know what she's working on, but it's certainly not her inside game. It's not. I don't get it. Still, Angel Reese has one of the lowest shooting percentages in the WNBA, especially on layups.
Jones gets a piece. Angel Reese won't give up Jones with another block, Angel. Reese didn't get humbled by a rival. She got humbled by her own teammate, Kamilla Cardoso. One brutal play, one ice-cold sideline moment. And just like that, Reese went from the spotlight to a -3± against a struggling Sparks lineup. This wasn't just a bad night. It all unraveled in LA, where the tension boiled over into a full-blown chemistry meltdown that left fans cringing and the team shaken talking about the offensive performance from Angel Reese last night.
So basically there's this chart going around showing players' layup percentages and how many they have taken. And man, it does not make Angel Reese look good in this one.
Keyword offensive. That is the only kind of offense that Angel Reese is capable of performing offensive offense. But I'm not just talking about the self-proclaimed villain, which, by the way, I thought Angel Reese was dedicating this season to winning. I thought she was focused on carrying the Chicago bravado to the promised land of golden toilets and bathrooms with running water. Was this just built-up tension, finally exploding karma coming full circle, or the pressure simply revealing the truth, whatever you call it? The fallout was impossible to ignore when your own teammate starts making you look like the issue. It forces a tough question. What happens when the person you're supposed to trust becomes your biggest obstacle team? Kamilla Cardoso. Oh no, free. Kamilla Cardoso. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky experiment. Tyler Marsh, once again, salute to you.
Third in the league and attempted, so she shot 54, but her 31.5% mark is by far the lowest among any other.
You are doing the rest of the league a favor. This point-forward experiment, this Ariel Atkins trade, this has done nothing but backfire on you. Backfire on the team and backfire on the fans during Chicago's third straight loss. All eyes were on Kamilla Cardoso and Angel Reese, but not for the reason Sky fans were hoping. The tension wasn't just locker room gossip anymore. It unfolded right on the court during the June 5th matchup against the Sparks. In that moment, Cardoso's actions made it clear. The whispers about the Angel Reese illusion were no longer just talk. Seems like Kamilla Cardoso is done with Angel Reese, man. Angel Reese is up there monkeying up everything, guys. I've been telling y'all, it's only so much masquerading you can do. There's only so much you can hold up this facade. Let's set the scene. Cardoso was locked in, owning the paint, crashing the boards, and setting the tone physically. Reese, on the other hand, looked off rhythm. Every move felt a beat too slow, and the usual connection between the two was nowhere in sight. The chemistry wasn't just missing, it was awkward. Then came the moment that changed everything.
Other player in the top 10. In fact, Reese ranks dead last in the WNBA among all players who have attempted at least 35 layups. She's worse than the worst player.
Cardoso took an inbound pass near the top of the arc, called for the ball, signaling for a play, maybe a standard pick and roll. But Cardoso paused, she looked at Reese, hesitated, then deliberately turned and passed to someone else. It wasn't just a missed opportunity, it was a public message in a game where every possession matters. Cardoso no longer trusted Reese to make the right play, and that choice said more than words ever could. The person who should be throwing tempered tantrums on the Chicago Sky, that person should be this woman right here. That person should be Kamilla Cardoso. Look at the frustration oozing out of Kamilla Cardoso. She gets a switch, Natasha Cloud, she's posting her up. We can't get an entry pass to Kamilla Cardoso. Now a lot of people are going to say, wait.
Worst starting power forward in the league. I mean, it's bad. This is, as the kids say, this is in fact diabolical.
You see the players on the New York Liberty cheating, I believe. Hamilton's injured. I'm not exactly sure who that is crashing down. Sorcery. Cardoso's body language made the message even louder after a failed pick and roll where Reese didn't set a solid screen. Cardoso responded with a sharp, unmistakable eye roll before quickly resetting on defense later during a timeout. Reese made an effort to engage in the huddle, but Cardoso turned away without saying a word, shutting down the interaction before it even began. These weren't just small signs of frustration, they were clear signals from a player who had made up her mind. She no longer trusted her so-called co-star, and the cameras didn't miss a second of it. She cannot play. I'm sorry, bro, she's not good. She's not good. She looked like she don't have the hunger, she don't have the want to, she don't have the drive, she don't have that dog in her, bro. I watched Aaliyah Boston Dog walk her ass up and down the floor, and she wanted no parts of it. I watch her tap out on a nightly basis.
All-Star Angel Reese has got off to a rough start this season, as she has only made 5 of her 22 shots in the Sky's first 2 games.
She don't want it, bro. She don't want it. Let's be serious. Y'all drafted a bust. Y'all drafted a bust. This wasn't drama for the sake of drama. Cardoso's actions were deliberate. She's not just a dominant force in the paint. She's one of the sharpest minds on the... Now the real question is, how much can one player's approach disrupt the entire system? And how long can the Sky afford to ignore it? Turning your back to your team. Walking away from the active plays going on. Walking away from the actual basketball action. Yeah, Kamilla Cardoso is not a happy camper over there in Chicago, and I don't blame her again. This is another year of the same nonsense. Angel Reese's ball-stopping habit has turned Chicago's offense into a giant, do not disturb zone. Cardoso sprints the floor in vain while the Sky's rhythm unravels. This isn't a mere slump, it's the direct fallout of Reese's approach. Instead of lifting the team, her possessions create a traffic jam, ball movement crawls, spacing disappears, and an attack that should flow smoothly stalls in neutral every time Reese demands the ball.
Since then, however, her shooting percentage has went from 22.7% to 31.1%. I gave that yesterday. 31.1% overall as a 6'4" power forward.
And holds the play hostage. It's a game, bro. What is going on in Chicago? Bro, what is going on in Chicago? Bro, I know everybody we enjoy. Yeah, when Angel Reese get the missing layups, we clown. Yeah, we get our twice in the third quarter against the Sparks. She ran the same spin move play both times, ending in missed layups. It was a nightmare for spacing as defenders sagged off free, daring her to shoot. Fully expecting her to miss this. Left Cardoso isolated, forced to back off the paint just to avoid a turnover or a forced pass. The pick and roll, which should be Chicago's bread and butter, was abandoned because we either couldn't or wouldn't move the ball quickly enough. You can see Cardoso hesitate while setting the screen, then immediately step back knowing the ball isn't coming, or worse, that the play will end with a wild shot and no chance for a rebound. Let me shoot a midi. How many attempts do we need at the same shot over and over and over and over again? It's not just the half-court sets that are struggling. The Chicago Sky's transition game is a mess too. Cardoso sprints down the floor, getting into position for an easy lob, but Ree is still fumbling near half-court. There are open lanes, but instead of rewarding Cardoso's hustle, Ree either dribbles into defenders or waits too long to make a decision. One fast break against the Sparks perfectly illustrates this. Cardoso had a clear path, but Ree hesitated, tried to force the play herself, and lost the ball in traffic. That wasn't just a missed opportunity, it was a momentum killer, and it's happening over and over.
Angel Reese has taken the third most attempts. She's shooting 31.5%. What? Let's go over here I want to see the whole.
The Sky just lost to the Los Angeles Sparks 91-78. And let's be honest here, that was a Sparks team playing without 2 starters. Yet Chicago still lost because of that. Cardoso is constantly adjusting her game, not out of strategy but survival. She's drifting away from screens, avoiding crowded lanes, and even passing up easy looks because she can't count on Ree to make the right read. The chemistry between them is toxic. Every possession feels like 2 players running completely different plays. Fans and analysts aren't holding back, calling this basketball suicide. The offense doesn't just stall, it collapses. You can see the frustration on Cardoso's face every time another possession goes to waste. Listen, the Chicago Sky right now look like the worst team in the league. This isn't a joke or some playful critique. The energy drains whenever Ree is on the floor. Morale drops, the pace slows, and players stop moving off the ball, just waiting to see what Ree will do next. Even when she tries to pass, it's often too late. Defenders are already in position to disrupt the play. The Sky have dropped 3 straight games, and each one looks less like growing pains and more like a real-time collapse. The Sparks looked shaky in the first half, but they came out ready to roll in the second. Remember, they're missing key players like Ray Burrell and Rakia Jackson. This starkly contrasts with the image Ree projects off the court. She's the face of the franchise, always front and center in highlight reels and social media. But on the floor, the reality is different.
So, let's click on it. Let's make it bigger. The next is Kelsey Plum at 42%. By the way, Kelsey's 5 foot.
Fans are starting to call her the roadblock, pointing out how every possession slows down when she's involved. Meanwhile, Cardoso is visibly distancing herself, recalibrating her game to minimize the damage. This tension between who Reese says she is and who she actually is on the court is growing. Honestly, I feel bad for Angel Reese. It's not about how she handles herself. It's that Caitlin Clark is just a far better player. Reese is clearly struggling with the fact that Clark outperforms her in her own specialty. There's a reason everyone's talking about the gap between Reese's brand and her actual game. She's everywhere on social media, posing in pre-game outfits, dropping catchphrases, celebrating like she's already won that brand.
And she goes, but should I? Genius. You missed 100% of the shots you don't take. She proved you can miss 100% of the shots you do take.
Like, what? Like, it's getting really...
Worked for a while, but now the cracks are showing. The Sparks game numbers make it impossible to ignore. Her plus-minus was a confidence-shattering -3. That's not just a bad stat, it's a warning that the hype isn't matching reality. Even with struggles, Reese shows her persistence, grabbing offensive rebounds, battling.
It would be a 5-year plan for Angel Reese's development. And phase 1 of the 5-year plan should be figuring out how to score layups. Figuring out the layup technique, figuring out layups. And, like, it's just not happening. She's shooting 31%.